Hello, friends. Welcome you all on the virtual platform of Spatial Intelligence and Research Foundation. So, today in this GIS Awareness Week campaign, we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is how remote sensing and GIS helps us in disaster management and warning system. So, disasters are a part of our life. We can't able to avoid disaster, but we can able to minimize their intensity. We can able to do proper management of disaster. We can say the before disaster and after disaster and during disaster also. So all these management techniques, they are very crucial to tackle different types of natural and man-made disaster. And this remote sensing and GIS, it is a technology which is very useful to manage all these disasters and early warning system. So let's discuss about it. So very first, let's discuss about disaster management. Here in this figure, you can able to observe the pre-disaster risk reduction phase and post disaster recovery phase. So once disaster occur, we have to respond the disaster very quickly. We have to recover whatever damage took place at that particular site or town. We have to do certain developmental activities to bring back the common life of people. Okay, so this is the post disaster recovery phase. And the pre disaster risk reduction phase involves prevention, mitigation and preparedness strategies. Okay, so let's discuss about this disaster management, the different organization who are looking after this disaster management. So disaster management is nothing but a range of activities prior to, during and after the disaster, designed to maintain control over disaster and to provide a framework for helping at a risk person and or communities to avoid, minimize or recover from impact of such a disaster. So this entire activity is nothing but the disaster management. So there are different organizations like government agencies at central, state and local levels that are charged with reducing community vulnerability and establishing capability to manage and quickly recover from emergencies. Okay, so these government agencies, different government departments, different NGOs, they are working in this disaster management field. There are certain international organizations also, they are collaborating with different countries, with different space research institutes. Okay, so that they can able to use their remote sensing and GIS technology also. So GIS technology basically provides capability to map and analyze hazards of all types and visualize their potential impact. Okay, so if we can map the potential hazard and if we can able to visualize the real time site location or the potential impact of different terrain or different activities of human, so we can able to manage this disaster very properly. Okay, so let's discuss the disaster management. Why GIS? So role of GIS, or we can say the necessity of GIS to have this proper disaster management strategy, it is given over here. You can able to see in this figure. You can able to use different geographic data or different temporal and the location wise data to measure, to analyze, to have some simulation models, then to plan the disaster strategies. Also we can able to take real time decisions during disaster time, and we can able to take certain actions after disaster for recovery purpose. Okay, so this is the cycle of this disaster management, and GIS technology helps us at every stage to tackle this disaster. Okay, so why GIS? You can get answers over here. I have mentioned some bullet point over here. So GIS bringing together our complex data and making it accessible. Okay, so to have a huge data, its simulation at a single point, it is made available by this GIS technology. It helps us for better decisions and inform actions. Okay, it builds understanding and empowers the action. Managing and disseminating geographic knowledge is also an important part of GIS, and which definitely create awareness among the local masses about this disaster and strategy to tackle these disasters. Okay, Provide critical and timely information. Again, it is available only because of GIS technology. We can able to have critical and timely information of different cyclones, different flood situations, or you can say tsunami situation. You can able to have the real time and critical information. Provide appropriate and timely response. So that is again a feature of this technology. And GIS optimizes the planning analysis process. Okay, so we can able to optimize the planning analysis process, so that we can able to use available resources in optimum manner. Okay, or we can say that we can use the available resources optimistically. Okay, so this is the benefit of this disaster management with GIS. So guys, here you can able to see the role of GIS in disaster management. The very first one is the mitigation. So how how GIS helps us to mitigate the disaster risk. Okay, so here are certain tasks done by GIS which definitely helps us to tackle disaster. Okay, its mitigation strategy. So identify and map natural and technological hazard. So there are different natural disaster, different man-made disaster. So we can able to map this natural and technological hazard, and we can able to take proper mitigation actions. Okay, identify and map critical values at a risk. So like population density, suppose there is a huge population which is residing just near the bank of any big river, or it is resided on any coastal area. Okay, so we can able to map the population density over there, and we can able to have the mitigation strategy if there is a any flood like situation or tsunami or cyclone situation occurs. Okay, so we can able to have the different coastal regulation zone strategies, or we can able to say the floodline demarcation in the area where rivers get frequently flooded. Okay, so that thing we can able to do over here. Then critical infrastructure like government facilities, hospitals, utilities, and public assemblies. So these critical facilities or infrastructure we can able to kept secure with these mitigation strategies. Natural resource concerns like scarce natural resources and plants and animal habitat, so they are also at a risk during the different disaster. So we can have a mitigation strategy with the help of this GIS technology. Then GIS is used to model potential event and display projected areas of extreme, moderate, and light damage. Okay, so GIS provides us edge to model potential event and display projected areas, whether it is a extreme event, whether it is a moderately severe event, or whether it is light damaging event took place. Okay, so this thing also can be predicted by GIS technology. Casualties can be projected, priorities for mitigation and emergency contingencies, and response plan development are highlighted through the use of GIS. So develop site specific strategies for mitigation to reduce losses is also a part of this disaster management, which we can able to do with GIS technology. So this is role of GIS technology in disaster management mitigation strategy. Let's discuss about the preparedness strategy. So we can use GIS for site selection for adequate evacuation shelter with consideration of where and how extensively our emergency might occur. Okay, so every government or every disaster management authority, they have this preparedness strategy, so that they can able to evacuate the people during disaster situation. So this site selection for the safe shelter is also a part of this preparedness strategy, and GIS plays important role over here. Selecting and modeling evacuation routes, then identification and mapping of key tactical and strategic facilities. Okay, so it is again a very crucial part where GIS helps us. The tactical and strategic facility involves petroleum reserve, then it involves the nuclear facilities, thermal power plants, or ordnance factories, you can say. It also involves some telecommunication infrastructure. It also involves some government agencies, okay, or big hydropower plant, big dams. So they all are comes under strategic facilities. Then training and exercises to test preparedness. Again, it is a important part of disaster management, and GIS helps us to simulate certain models or certain features where we can able to give training and exercise to test preparedness of the personnel involved in this disaster management. Then providing a key capability for command and control information system that enables situational awareness and incident management support. Okay, this capability to command and control the information system is also a essential part for this disaster management. And GIS also gives us real time information of any particular thing, so we have to think about it for preparedness purpose. Okay, then role of GIS in response system. So how GIS helps to respond very quickly to any natural or man-made disaster that we can able to see over here. So provide warning and notification to the public as soon as there is a prediction or there is a arrival of any disaster. So GIS helps us to warn and to give notification about that disaster at mass level. Okay, determine appropriate shelter activation based on the incident location and optimum routing for affected population. This is also an important part. We can able to evacuate the people and we can able to ship them at the safe shelter. Okay, so this also done by GIS very properly. Maintain shelter location continuity of operations like supply inventories, then external power requirement, shelter population capacities, etc. Establish the capability to share information and status with regional, state, and federal agencies. So that is also possible with this technology. Support incident management operation and personnel via location intelligence. And then maintaining incident status and progress like facility damage assessment, collection and analysis, and prepare maps, briefs, and status reports on whatever real time response work going on. Okay, so this is a role of GIS in response strategy. Then let's discuss about the role of GIS for recovery purpose. So after disaster we have to recover the infrastructure, the facilities, and the life of local people as soon as possible. So GIS also helps in this recovery strategy also. So identification of damage, we can use a drone for survey the affected area. We can able to analyze the damage conditions over there, overall damage cost and priorities for reconstruction efforts based on appropriate local criteria. Okay, so if there is a certain geographical constraint or certain population constraint or settlement constraint, then we can able to have that constraint with the GIS tools, and we can able to do better recovery strategy, and we can able to reconstruct the entire area with certain priorities. Okay, then locations of business and supplies necessary to support reconstruction, it is also facilitated by this GIS technology. So it gives us locational intelligence where disaster risk is minimum. Okay, assess overall critical infrastructure damage and determine short term actions for the following things. Okay, it gives critical information regarding the infrastructure damage and also suggest us the short term actions to be taken to safeguard this critical infrastructure. Okay, so first aid and health infrastructure, we can able to relocate these things in disaster situation. Okay, or just after disaster there are certain locations where the affected people they are more, so we can able to ship this first aid and health facilities over there if we have GIS technology with us. We can able to track the real time inventory, we can able to track the real time mobility of all these facilities with the help of GIS. Then additional shelter needs we can able to fulfill. Okay, if we have this location intelligence data, optimal location for public assistance. Okay, so this is again a part of this strategy. alternate location for government operation if government facilities are damaged. Okay, suppose there are certain crucial government facilities which are operating for this recovery purpose and they itself get damaged, then GIS helps us to relocate that facilities at proper location. It suggests us the better alternative location for such a facilities. Alternate transportation routes for continued operation. So during disaster, many a times there is a damage to roadways, bridges, and many train routes. So GIS helps us to lay down the alternative transport routes. Then monitoring progress by specific location of construction efforts for both long term and short term plans. Okay. And the last one, publishing maps to share information with public. Okay. So there are many interactive maps available. Okay. So they aware people how to tackle this disaster. Okay. So here you can able to see one chart, or you can say the workflow, how GIS supports disaster management. So the four parameters in disaster management strategy, that is mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery, you can see over here. You can also see the GIS tools, how dynamic data we can integrate properly and how we can able to find out the solution for all these four parameters, that is mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. Okay, so we have different sensors, we have different forecasting instruments with us, we have some audio visual simulations with this GIS, and we have some emergency call services and messaging or warning alerts because of this GIS system. Okay, so we can able to have the data of hospitals, infrastructure, different hazard situations, population, government buildings and facilities, transportation, and different utilities, and we can able to optimally use all these resources during disaster, pre-disaster, and post-disaster situation. Okay, here you can able to see the GIS as a building common operating environment during this disaster management. We have many data sources, so GIS try to integrate and analyze those data sources. It able to turn into actionable intelligence to this huge data. Then coordinated action we can able to take place with the help of this actionable intelligence by creating some common pictures and by sharing that common strategy with the local people. We can able to share this with different administrative authorities at district level, local level. We can collaborate with different NGOs and we can communicate this information with local people to spread awareness about disaster. Okay, how to safeguard themselves during this disaster. So all these things, this capacity building is done with the help of disaster. It is cost effective, it is time effective, means we can able to reduce the time of response, time of recovery. Okay, with the help of this technology. So that's why it is a building a common operating environment for disaster management and to tackle such a disasters. So here are some examples how different systems they warn us about the disaster. Okay, so here is Gemini. Gemini stands for Gagan Embedded Marines Instrument for Navigation and Information. Okay, so this particular device helps us to send early warning related to some cyclones or some dangers at sea to the mariners. Okay, so it uses GPS, GIS, and remote sensing data. Okay, so we know about the Gagan. Gagan is used by Airport Authority of India for aircraft landing and takeoff, and Incois has tied up with AAI, that is Airport Authority of India, to use this particular technology for Gemini device. So what is this Gemini device? It is nothing but a soap box size device, means a very small device fitted to fishing boats, will have a receiver. Okay, so sensors, so servers in Incois Hyderabad will receive data on various ocean parameters including sea surface temperature, current and wind speed, and also their direction. A suite of numerical models is run to generate forecast on daily weather, disaster warning for cyclones and tsunami, and potential fishing zone is done at this Incois. The forecast is transmitted to Gemini device, which receives through this. Gagan GPS aided augmentation and navigation system, and the satellite system linked to GSAT 8, GSAT 10, and GSAT 15. Okay, so these entire infrastructure helps to transmit the forecast to these mariners, and they can able to get the disaster warning earlier, and they can able to plan their strategy. So this is a very important early warning system, or you can say the navigation information system for mariners, and it is facilitated by this GIS and GPS technology. Then there is another system like this Inflows, which is developed for Mumbai recently. It is a flood early warning system. So in Mumbai there are flooding situation in every monsoon. So this system acquires data. So there is a data assimilation model, then flood model, inundation model, vulnerability model, risk model, and dissemination model. Means the whatever data processed by this particular system, it is disseminated to the entire masses, so they can aware about the situation of flood in real time, and they can able to take proper decision. Okay, so guys, this is all about the disaster management, how GIS helps us to tackle this disaster, and how we can able to take the help of this GIS technology during different stages of this disaster management, like the mitigation, preparedness, then we have the response and recovery. Okay, so all these things are very important to tackle the disaster. So this technology is also very important. Okay, let's have a brief overview over here of different platforms available. Okay, which gives us the idea about the disaster management, their strategy. So here is a Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, and this particular organization giving the real time information about the tsunami early warning system, different cyclones and all these things. So here the very interactive map you can able to see. If you use this particular map, so you can able to plan your sea journey or whatever activities during your different actions. Okay, so here you can able to see the map and the locations where this hazard is there. Okay, likewise you have this alert hub. Okay, with this NDMA, that is National Disaster Management Authority, Government of India, you can get alert of these different disasters. Some man-made disasters are also there, some natural disasters are also there, and you can able to get alert through these different portals. Likewise you have this Bhuvan Geo portal, and Bhuvan also gives us real time situation or some different 3D maps, 2D maps, also some satellite images. Okay, so you can able to tackle all this disaster like flood, cyclones, landslide, earthquake, forest fire, and drought like situation. So all these technology, they are helping us to tackle disaster. So it is significant to merge this technology with disaster management strategies, so that we can able to optimize whatever available resources are there. Okay, so guys, hope you enjoyed this particular session. So don't forget to visit our virtual platform of Special Intelligence and Research Foundation. Also share your ideas, experience, skills, and knowledge about this life changing technology in comment section. Your feedback and suggestions, they are always welcome. So thank you and have a great day.